Gusto ba nagiging transgression? Niggas be so excited to show you shit. No, you don't. You don't want to smoke, nigga. The again. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Probably under the bed. Good, I'm in, so you can stop crying. Hello.
Yo, what's going on? Y'all can hear me? No, y'all can hear me.
I get everybody time.
Alright. No, my Wi-Fi ain't working, so I use my data.
No, I feel you on that one.
Why it's so hard, buddy? Radical, Saki. How does speak English? Cuba Libre's on deck. Who in the car? Saw sign they water whipping it. Did any of you used to, I give the Kevin. You send the stream link to anybody? Kevin? Hello? I have to give anybody the stream link. I just want to see if the stream is up. Yep, it's up. Excellent condition. Bet. Alright, so if you're watching the stream right now, thanks for joining. Tonight is once again Black Capital. We're doing weekly Sunday markups. We have Keith in attendance. We have Utoy. And we may be having Halal joining a bit later, but right now it's us three. Yeah, sit back, relax, maybe leave in the comments something you want to ask about. Maybe drop a chart you want us to critique, something you're looking at. We do all that. And yeah. Also, if you like the stream, don't be afraid to, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and join the Black Cap team, Pelly FX, and the Biddy. You know the vibes. I'm just waiting for one of these guys to talk. I can stop talking.
What you just saying now? Hello?
Wow. Hello? I was just introing the stream, my guy.
Y'all can hear me?
For now, before you start turning the robot. Let me stop.
Oh, okay, bye.
I don't speak English. I ain't lie. That ribs taste horrible. No cap. No rap cap. You're a push out, man. Glue up again. Other and glue up again. Chasing that glue up again.
Good job on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you all hear me?
Yeah, babe.
Alright,
Yeah, you singing.
Making sure I wasn't talking garbage in the intro.
Hello?
Go ahead, Mr. Smith. You got the floor.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Diving to the fall. Wow. Successful head and shoulders. Neckline broke. Whew. Yo, the key fence buys out again.
Bro, this is gonna be so trash. Like,
Your
I
Wi-Fi.
don't even know why I got a new trading setup for this shit.
Your Wi-Fi is so tripping. Damn. You should have
Huh?
you should have went to the business center of your building then. Use their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I mean, you still can. School up again. Bugger and go up again. Engine medication on board. You think you about to go do it, you toy?
I think so.
Hopefully. Alright, so let me wait. You wanna show us your chart? I wish you were mine. I'm eating right now, but as soon as I'm done. Hey. Control your language on the stream.
Why you run so hard, man?
Nigga freaking out. He didn't drop. This signal drop. Sorry guys, I know we're Black Cat, but not just Black Cat, we're also Bohemians. We may have said the stream started at 8, but that's just the time to pull up to the door. We're probably gonna actually get started around 8:30, so bear with us. Right now we're in the beginning stages, so there's a little bit of technical difficulties, but I guarantee you as time progresses, this stream will progress as well. And yeah,
Can you all hear me now?
progress with us.
Yeah, but
Can you all hear me now?
yeah.
Okay. So when we're looking at GJ monthly, right, we can see that multi-year, this monthly time frame, and each of these period separators are showing a year. So for the past 1-2 years, we've been a consecutive downtrend. So price has been making highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Lower high at the beginning of this year, 2020. This candle would be the beginning January of 2020. You can see in the beginning of 2020, it created a lower high here as well. Price couldn't break the high of the previous year. And then already for 2020, this wick created a low that's lower than the low of the previous year. So it showed that downtrend, something I called in one of our first videos, that the downtrend for this year should continue. Even though price didn't close below on the monthly time frame, if we were to switch to the daily, we would see a daily close below these levels. So we can really say that price really created a low over here, even though it's just a wick. And that's the monthly time frame. Now we look at the weekly, you can see how now the bullish push on GBP JPY has been 38.2 resistance zone, and that rejection of the 38.2 resistance zone, we can just see how it was support that was created before, that has now been rejected as resistance. And you can sort of see how this support was invalidated by this huge bearish candle over here. And then we get this indecisive bullish candle retesting the support zone and then continuing a drop. Solid resistance now. Support turns resistance. You can see by this breakthrough candle, this bearish weekly candle.
And he's out.
Rethink the way you shop with AMD with our online
Ah, boy. It's gonna be a long Sunday. I think I'm gonna just take over from here. I'm done eating. The thing is, I think, well, if Keefan's gone, then who has control? Maybe I have control. Let's see. Share screen. Wow.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, this shit is so, oh my. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I better get at you, bro.
Fuck this, bro.
Yo, just go to the business center, though. I'll take over too. Like you're wasting time trying to do it there, cause this is gonna keep happening. I hope you went.
Going.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you went. So, all right. So if you're tuning in, Keepan was just talking about GJ until we had some technical difficulties on his end. So what I'll do is I'll give my analysis or my not analysis because I haven't really. Yesterday I did back tests on here, so I haven't really marked up charts yet because what I like to do is I like to mark up live charts because it doesn't make sense marking up a dead chart. That's just something I feel like. So yeah, so I'm gonna look at this chart and we're gonna see where market is going. So today is the 21st of June, which means we have 9 more days left in this month, which means pretty much that this monthly candle is more than likely how. First of all, can we see this monthly candle? What a wick! Is this wow? Wow, what a wick! So yeah, as you can see from this monthly candle with this extremely bearish wick to the top, then we have this bearish body close down here. It seems as though it's safe to say that this monthly candle is going to close bearish since we have 9 days left. There's a high probability that we're going to close either like this or a bit further down. So that means our direction, we should be looking for bears on the monthly, on the higher time frame. As we go to the weekly, we see we have this, you could say, lower high that's just been created right here, right? Because we have lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. For me, technically, this is not a lower low. If you're going off this wick, I count price at the body, but nonetheless, that doesn't mean anything. Once the trend is in a downtrend, is maintaining its lower highs, consecutive lower highs, we're still in the downtrend. So as you can see, that's what we did here, right? And as a trend trader, what we look for is once price has made a lower high, we're now looking for price to get ready to make another lower low, right? So this what we're seeing on the weekly agrees with what we're seeing on the monthly, which is a continuation in the bearish trend. At least that's what we're think is going to be probable in the next couple of days. And all this bearish momentum, what we have here is I would call this a bearish variation, which to me a bearish variation is a tree candle setup. It's essentially it's a engulfing candle, because if you was to consolidate these two candles here into, let's say, 2 weeks instead of a week, then you would have this candle engulfing this candle, because this price action here, this bearish move, basically outdid this bullish move right here. Okay, so that's a bearish variation or bullish variation is just a 3 to 4 candle setup of a bullish candle. So said all that to say this, that with this bearish close and with the monthly candle looking like so, I would be expecting that there's a high probability of bears to continue in their direction, right? So let's go on the daily. On the daily, last week we had it closed here, and at this point it looked as though price has made a higher high and was putting in another higher low, but price failed to put in that higher low, and instead it came here, test my monthly resistance here, and fell over, right? And as you can see, we had a very bearish week last week. So right now, even on the daily, it's still kind of iffy because like I said, we have this higher low here. Price can, for me and my rules, price can literally still come all the way into here and spike up and still maintain the bearish trend on the monthly, by the way, but what we're gonna do is, I like the bearish momentum. I like all this bearish move right here. So I would like to see, we have a clean traffic right here. I would like to see that price continues in this momentum, this bearish momentum, and at least touch this weekly support down here. It's a 108 pip move, and then from there I probably look at some type of break and retest of this area for more continuation down, or sales continuing. I realize I'm kind of talking fast, so I'll slow it down a bit more. And yeah, on the 4 hour,
I agree with that.
On the 4 hour, we can see the bearish trend is a bit more clear. Well, a bit clearly, more clear. Yeah, I don't know how I said it, but a bit more clear. And what we have here is, you can see the break of trend right here, right? So we had bearish move, lower high right here, bam, right? And we had a break right here, well, when from this higher low here was formed, you should have already been thinking, okay, been a bit iffy, because it's not a death sentence to the trend if you form a higher low in a downtrend, but you should be cautious, because it could mean either two things, which is, one, you're gonna have a deeper retracement, and or it's possible that trend is setting up to break. Okay, so, and as you can see here, trend did break right here. First of all, to verify this, let's verify if it's a actual trend break by seeing if this price action area right here is valid on the daily time frame. And yes, it is, because as you can see on the daily, it's a lower high here and price broke above it, so that's a valid break. And to confirm the break even more, was this higher low here being put in right here. So now, as everybody know, if you don't know, higher uptrends consist of higher lows and higher highs, right? So like I said, we broke this lower high right here, putting this higher high right here, even though it's pretty minimal, and it's kind of iffy because you can also just put this right here and you can kind of see that these are kind of equal, but this also gave us another pattern, or bearish or reversal pattern, that could also confirm move to the upside, which is this head and shoulders pattern in inverted head and shoulders, and we broke the neckline right here. And yeah, but me, I don't look at those stuff. I know some people are pattern traders, so I thought I should highlight that. And yeah, we shot to the upside. We shot up to the upside, and then we put in this formation where price wanted to make another higher low, and it did, and then it made a higher high, but made a equal low right here, and then but it failed to make another higher high, putting in this lower high, and then we broke the lower low here, putting in a new lower low. Well, we broke the higher low, putting in a lower low, confirmed sales by putting in this lower high, and price just bam, went to the downside. Just the beauty of market structure, market movement, and yeah, once you can count your levels and your break of trends, you'll always know the direction of the market. Price is literally king. You don't need any of these lines I'm drawing on here. This is just allows me to see things a bit more clear. But other than that, also we have a great example of a break and retest right here. You see this is the low, and so price broke the low right here. Am I still talking too fast, you toy, or are you following?
I got you, bro.
Okay. So yeah, we broke this low right here, this recent higher low right here, and then we came down putting the equal low. So this would be a higher low, and this would be considered a low because we didn't go lower or we didn't put higher. So it's just your low, right? And then price broke below support, retested resistance. Well, report support turned resistance, and then retested one more time, and then fell. This is a classic break and retest. This is a method that I personally trade, a trading strategy that I trade, I should say. And yeah. So for this week, since I would be looking for continuation of sales, but it seems like we found ourselves at a what Uncle Ted would call this is traffic to the left, or you can even call this a point that price had found support, because as you can see here, this is also where our higher low is confirmed to go to the upside. So price is near that area or zone again. So I would watch it just because price could do whatever it wants, right? It could just violate that support and just continue going, right? But personally, I would prefer it to bounce, so it can now give me some sort of new
Momentum.
Hello?
Like more momentum.
Yeah, we wanted to like now put in like another lower high, somewhere important in this area, which is retesting structure, and then that would give me more. You can also say liquidity, because retracement is essentially banks or market makers trying to get more liquidity to continue the original move. So if you're getting liquidity, that means you're getting increased volume, which in turn increases the momentum of said move. At least the way I see it, So yeah. So I like to see some sort of it does in the perfect world it would come into here, but it's GJ. It literally doesn't have to do that. But I would like to see some sort of retracement before continuing to the downside, because like I said, the type of trader I am, I like to see a break of structure, which would be this right here, and then a retest of the structure, or some sort of retest, and then continuation to the downside. So that's the type of trading setup that I would look for. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with that analysis, bro.
Yeah.
It's good analysis.
And so this is the 4 hour. So well, I don't really want to drop too low on the too far yet, because I haven't had my move yet. But let's see what the 1 hour is saying. So the 1 hour, since it is Sunday, but as you can see on the 1 hour, we see price kind of stalling out at this area right here, which is usually a good sign of a retracement cycle about to be put in. So yeah, but like I said, it's Sunday, so I don't really want to touch it. So yeah.
I'm good with you.
So I see Keefan's back. I'll let him regain control. I'll relinquish right now.
That's fine. You could continue with your charts.
Alright, bet. But do you have anything to add?
I guess I'll talk about GJ from my perspective in the end, but you basically covered what I'm seeing on the chart. So
okay, cool. Alright, so another pair that I trade, like you see all these trades. Well, you see I have 2 EGs.
You are my mentor, bro. Come on.
You're flattering. So I like EG, which is almost like, it's not the inverse, but we have GBP as the secondary pair.
Oh wow!
Whereas,
so did you get in on those buys last week?
Yeah, that's what this buys I caught.
Nice.
Because I was waiting for this structure area to be broken, the resistance, and yeah, I caught that. So what I'm waiting for is some sort of retest, and then yeah, maybe continuation to the upside. So, yeah.
Solid.
Yep. So that, like even just said, that's literally it. It's literally just buys, and what happened was price has literally been
Yeah.
in this area for like weeks.
One
Yeah.
key thing I realize is when you do your analysis, especially on 100 time frames, you got to develop a bias, right?
Yeah.
And when you develop this bias, you want to stick to that bias until you see signs that that bias needs to change.
Yep.
And on EG, we've been calling bulls the past 2 weeks of live streams. So
Yeah.
it's good to see you stuck with your bias, bro.
Yep. Like I said, like I'll come on here and say what I expect price to do, but if I'm in the market and price isn't doing what I'm doing and I'm seeing it's telling me something else, I'm gonna ditch my bias and literally go with what price is telling me to do.
Yeah.
Personally, because market you could have the biggest everything just line up right, but sometimes the market just tells you it just does what it wants to do. Because in the end of the
Yeah,
day,
exactly.
the market's a beast and it does what it wants. It's like water. It's an unstoppable force. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta flow with water. So yeah, I did these lines on my chart Saturday because I was making some videos for this mini course I'm looking to put out. So right now we're in this between this daily range, which is pretty decent because if I was to take a trade here, I probably would look to. It's a pretty small range if you ask me, but I don't like all these lines. There's too much fucking lines if you ask me. I don't like all them lines. Let me move these. Chart too clouded. So yeah, what we have here is clean traffic, as you can see. As you guys talking to the streamers here on YouTube, as you guys are gonna be coming here more often, you're gonna notice and listen or hear me and Keithan, and maybe you tell in the future mention stuff like clean traffic. And an example of clean traffic is right here, which is essentially a very impulsive move without any obstructions, just pedal to the metal from one zone to the next, right? And as you can see, when you see that, that means usually when price is coming back, as you can see, price is now entering this range here. That means there's really no obstructions right here in this level, because even on the outside of here, you see price. Yeah, price did this, but essentially it was still a very smooth move to the upside, right? You didn't see any bearish moves in there, no up and down, no indecisions forming, nothing like that. So what we're expecting to happen here, well, what I'm expecting to happen here on EG is a similar move, which would be another clean traffic move, or at least some, and yeah, that's, yeah. Let me see if I can find another example of clean traffic just occurring. So yeah, right here and all. So right here, you see this is clean traffic, right? And if you look to the right, when price came in this area, it mirrored the move, right? There was no obstructions. Price just rifled up. So it's like they say, look left, structure leaves clues, price leaves clues, and that sounds like something to see. Now, an example where clean traffic didn't happen would be like right here, because yeah, this is a very, it's not as clean, I guess, but it's better traffic than something like this, right? But as you see here, we got this right here is bad traffic. This right here is what we call consolidation, sideways movement. If you're a trend trader, this is your worst enemy, because you may get stuck in something like this where you think price is putting in a higher low, and right here it worked, right? But down here it didn't, because price went up, then it came down, and so forth. But this did this for like I want to say at least 2 weeks. It's in this 4 weeks. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Price was just playing in this area, and now thankfully last week we broke above, and yeah, now we're just looking for price to continue to the upside. Well, I am looking to price to continue to the upside because Keithan is majorly a GBP JPY trader. I think you're similar, right? You usually just trade GJ.
Yeah, GJ, gold, and Audi and USD.
Oh, okay. So kind of like me then. I don't trade gold, but I do trade AUD or NZD. Now these two pairs, I noticed that like they correlate, right? But I don't take a trade just because a pair correlates, right? I don't take it on on both pairs. What I would do with these two is usually they are moving in the same direction, so but usually one is giving you a more cleaner move. So I would usually just go with the one that's giving me the cleaner move, and or I'll go with the one that's giving me the entry first. You know, so yeah. 1 second. So as you can see here on the weekly, we have a lower high, lower low, lower low, and price seem to now have put in a new lower high right here on the weekly, which was confirmed by this extremely impulsive bullish move to the upside, went to the daily resistance, price tested the resistance, failed to close above, price once again this week. It didn't even reach near the resistance, and but it still was a little bit bullish in the beginning, and it failed to close bullish, and instead it closed bearish, giving us a lower low if you look at this wick. So what I'm looking for is, first of all, I have this monthly here, so essentially I'm gonna be a bit wary in this area, but I would like to see price now continue to just fall over and terminate down this way, simply because higher time frames, we was bullish on the lower time frame, but now we've reached the market structure or of the weekly. So I'm looking for now this weekly move to play out, right? So let's go to the, actually let's look at the monthly, because like I said, we're 9 days left into the month. And as you can see here, price rejected strongly from this area. So this week, going into next week, if price closes below here, oh man, I mean, it doesn't really, price could still give us another top in there on the beginning of next month. But next month, if this month closes below here, I'm expecting July to probably give us another wick in there somewhere, and then terminate. But as you can see, price is literally dropping. You know, this is a obvious downtrend, because
So why do you say price is dropping here? Like, are you counting that wick as a low? I thought you don't count wicks as lows.
I'm calling right here as a low, where the body is. I said if it closes,
Where is the low?
I said if
It
it,
closes down.
I said if it closes below here, even here is a low, because right here,
So
right here
so what
would be a
what
low.
what is your previous low though?
Right
Not
here,
lower high,
right here.
low. Okay, so there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
not the wick.
it closed below here, right, and so forth. Like these would be a low. This would be a consecutive low. This would be a lower low, and this would just be a low in my rules, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just believe more of that, you know. Yeah. So that's the
No,
month.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's the monthly. This would be the weekly. I went over the weekly. Now let's look at the daily.
At least that weekly candle is a weekly candle is a clean candle, so we're gonna continue to move down.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good move down.
Yeah. So what I'm looking at here is this is prices now probably just putting the top wick for this week. You know. So
Mhm.
maybe Monday we get a little bit more bulls in here, which is good. Not good, but you want to see that wick to the top, because like Uncle Ted would say, the $1 million trader, he says that when he likes to see price makes a move like this and then terminate down, because now we know that all the buyers have essentially been taken out of the market, and now sellers has taken advantage and gained control, and he's looking for moves to just continue down. When you get that wick, pew, pew, because wicks are essentially signs of exhaustion, right? So all this wick, every wick tells a story, and this wick right here
Mhm.
is saying that buyers tried to force the market up, but they failed, right? They failed,
Mhm.
and then
That's
price took
upside
over. Exactly. Sellers took over and created a lower low right here, right? So I'm looking for some movement that to happen again, and then
Mhm.
probably something like that. But I will be, like I said before, I will be a bit cautious at support, because one, conscious traders, consistent traders, profitable traders do not I repeat, do not take sells at support, nor do we take buys at resistance. Okay, like yeah, you may win a trade by doing that, one or two, but I guarantee in the long run, if you was to carry that philosophy for 10 trades, I can almost bet my house that you're not gonna be profitable in the end. Okay, that's just a little bit of advice from me. I learned the hard way, and I'm trying to save you guys a bit on the learning curve, right? So this is price action now in the 4 hour. Essentially, we at a bit of a support right now, and you never know, price may come back in this range, play around a bit, but I want price to drop. I probably would, if I get an entry off of here or something, let's say price do come in here and can make a lower high, I probably take that low, that sell from there, just because it gives me a better stop loss opportunity. If I see price is putting in a low high, that means my stops could be closer to the nearest swing low. Would you call it a swing high or swing low, Keith?
Where?
Like let's say price was to come in here, do something like this. This area right here, that would be the recent swing high or swing low. I think it's swing high, right?
Swing high.
Yeah. So I would want to put my entry something like this. Yeah. With obviously bearish reasons. If I see candle price giving me a bearish reason to enter, my stop would be somewhere like that. Let me give you a clearer picture by moving this. So I'll probably do something like that, right? Which is the recent swing high. I'll give my stop loss a bit higher than that, just to give it a little bit of breathing room. And then yeah, I would look for price to then terminate near the, essentially I put it to come here, right? And then TP2 probably around here. As you can see, this lines up with traffic, or an area where price had recently found support, which is a good TP area. This essentially lines up with monthly support. You know, maybe this is a bit off, but yeah. Remember, yes, this is a line. Like I remember reading this in Naked Forex. For any of you guys on the stream, or even you Toy or Halal, this is a line, but just don't think that this line is just a line. Like think of it as a bear belly, right? A bear belly is soft but hard at the same time. So you take a finger and push it in a bear belly, and you may dent the belly a little bit, but after you've reached that I don't want to say the hard point, you can't push no more, right? And that's what you would see what happens. Even this is an example of it right here. I got that example from Naked Forex, so don't give me shit for if it's a weak example. But right here, this is essentially a support line, right? This arrow that I have drawn here, and you see price didn't do a move like this, where price literally came to the line and then bounced, but instead price pushed that bear belly. It pushed in a bit, but it still reached the hard point and then it bounced away, right? So, which is why you see some traders, they like to box their resistance or support lines, and instead of just call a line, they consider it as a zone, because nothing is exact. And yeah, so that's my analysis for NU. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna say, since we're bearish on it, I'm gonna put a red for bearish, and since we're bullish, I'm gonna put a blue for bullish. And yeah, GJ with bearish too, right? So I'm gonna put a bearish on there. GBP CHF. This is a pair that I've been recently looking at, and let me tell you, I think I told this last week on the stream as well, that she reminds me of GJ personally. For a person that's recently started to like trade GJ again, because no cap, I was a bitch at GJ because she had dealt me a multitude of losses and it was not fun, right? So no one likes to lose money, and I am definitely no one, or president of the no one's club, because I did not enjoy losing my money. But as you can see, remember that beautiful wick that we had on GJ for the monthly? What do we have right here? Not as big as GJ's, because GJ is a fucking beast, pardon my French. But we have the same type of move right here. Monthly, price tried to force it up. Price tried to withhold it to support. But nah. CHF is like, fuck you, I'm going down. So it wicked up and came down. We have this nice, beautiful bearish body right there. Let's look at the weekly close. Again, this is a bearish variation pattern that we have here, which is, like I said, Utah. Let me or halal. I don't know if you was here for that. What did I say a bearish variation setup was? If you want to answer that, I don't know. No problem. Or in the chat. Let me check my stream chat. If they could. I can even check my stream chat. Whoa. I just seen this thing that said temperatures hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the Arctic Russian town. Get your speedboat ready, boys. Global warming is upon us. It is upon us. Let me check my. Oh shit. Let me check what's going on here. So excellent connection. We have no one in the chat yet. Okay, cool.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen, right? You can see. Yeah. Sorry, I panicked. Yeah. So like I was saying, a bearish variation is simply a tree pattern or tree candle move that's essentially an engulfing pattern or candle formation. So, and right here is an example of that, and reason being is these two bearish candles have successfully engulfed this bullish price action or candle right here, right? Which, and then essentially what we made here was a lower low because price is lower than here, right? But this is kind of iffy because this is where, like, when you've been trading a while, that you have rules, but you gotta realize that not everything meets your rules exactly, and you gotta know when to, like, not say break your rules, but know how to just read price action and see what the momentum's doing, right? Because reason being is, for me to say that, reason I'm saying that is because for me a successful break of support is when you have two, let's say since it's support, you have two bearish candles closing below this level, right? I guess essentially if you want to put it here, you could say this is two closing below, but that's kind of cheating. I don't really, right? But what confirmed this move to the downside is essentially this move here, or this lower high that's been put in right here, right? So, but we're kind of at a support right now too, so it's on the weekly. So let's see what happens on the daily, or how it looks on the daily.
Pushing.
On the daily, we had a very bearish close to the week, but we came down to support. So, like I said before, selling that support is a trader's nightmare. It's not fun. It's really not fun, because you may think the price so tricky, but it may make a nice bearish candle below here. Think you about to break it, and then wake up. And the thing is, it would still be a bearish move. It's just price needs to grab some liquidity, you know. So yeah, that's the daily. We're bearish on the daily. Momentum is bearish on the daily, essentially, but we're at support. So I would hold off getting this pair right now. For me to get in this pair, I would want to see if I'm trading. If I'm a trader that enters on the daily, which I'm not, but some people are. I would essentially want to see the Monday's candle close below here, and then maybe like an Asian session we have a wick up in here, which is essentially retest this area here, and then look for price to continue to the downside. But let's see what the 4 hour has to say. And I don't know if you guys notice, this is just something my mentor, Mr. Q Banks, has instilled in us, that if you look at the daily or high time frame, It's essentially showing exactly what you see on the 4 hour, just in less candles. It's more of a zoomed out picture. And if you can see here, like I was saying, on the daily, we have these two candle moves. But when we go on the 4 hour, what you're gonna see is basically what happened in this day on the 4 hour to make up this one straight bearish candle, right? I almost guarantee you that, not guarantee you, but most of the time is this candle is going to be essentially made of lower highs and lower lows and so forth. Maybe not this candle, but these two candles for sure have some sort of lower high and lower low formation. Let's see. Not the best picture, but yes, we have a support found here. Essentially, this wick right here on probably in the 30-minute on the 1 hour. This would be a move that looks like probably something like this on a lower time frame. But yeah, my point for like bringing that up is just to let you know that the market is essentially trends within trends as you zoom in and zoom out. So it's best, some of your best entries, well, your best entries, not even some, your best entries, or your best time to enter a market, or a good sign that the market is ready to continue in its direction, is when your time frames are all showing the same thing. I've said that before, and I'm gonna say it again because that's like almost like an automatic trade. Like there's no such thing as automatic trade in the market, but that's kind of like as automatic as it gets, if in my opinion. So, like I said here, on the 2 hour, you can see more of that lower high being formed, and then going on the 1 hour, you can see it even more prominent. So that just kind of gives a picture of what I'm showing. This essentially here could be another break and retest. As you can see, this is the recent low. Price broke through, came back, tapped it, fell over. And literally, you can do this like all the time. Like back testing, you can literally just go through with the market with a square like this and just do that, and you can see where price just broke a support and then retest and come back up and just fell over. I know it's like you could someone could tell you something, but it's so much better for you to go and like go see those type of moves yourself, because when you're actually trading and you have that recollection of actually seeing that happen for yourself, it gives you so much confidence, and that right there will allow you to be able to execute on that move and be profitable or profit off that move in the market. So this would be another one. It was a recent low. Price flew up from this low, violated the support, came back, tapped there, and then fell again. Like this happens all the time. So that's what I have for GBP I'm looking for a continuation in a bearish move, but we're at support. So the same thing I said on GJ. I would like to see some sort of maybe lower high or some sort of move into here and fall over. So I probably would be watching this candle on the 4 hour time frame, just because there's a lot of noise on the 1 hour right now, and I do not want to get faked out. And those are my peers. That's GJ. I did GJ, GBPCHF, and you. So I'll put this as a red because I'm looking to sell that. And since Kevin, if you're ready, we could go. If not, I'll go over AU.
I mean, you can go over AU if you want to, bro.
Okay, but I just do this one too because I remember Utoy said that he trades AU, so maybe he could also add some input on this one too. Utoy. But
Yeah. So
go ahead.
If you want to go down, you want to zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in, no problem.
Yeah, zoom in. Yeah, my internet down, so I can't pull up my charts.
Nah, you good.
Yeah, so right where you have like that resistance line in the middle of that mine area.
Yeah.
I've managed to go a little bit higher this because I kind of do like a little combination between you and Keithan. I like do wicks and I do bodies. It depends on the scenario, and then so I tried to get into a cell right there, but like you said,
Around here.
like yeah, like in that area. But then like you said, like the wicks, like they come back and they like eat you up.
Yeah, buddy.
So I took I took a loss there. I think what was like last week, and then so like what I'm predicting is that it's gonna bounce back up and just like play around inside this the mine area, or it may break through. And I also have a few resistance lines between the second red candles toward the bottom
Like
to take profit.
Where, like around here?
Yeah, so like after, no, so like lower. So like right, lower.
Oh, like over here?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So similar like yeah, test and retest area.
So something like that.
And then I'd watch that because I looked at that resistance line, and I saw like patterns in the past where it's been relatively strong. So I'd do like the test retest and see where it goes from there. Yeah. But it also is inside uptrend, so it can also go inside that direction.
Yes. Essentially, on the 4 hour, we are still in an uptrend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that consolidation area is usually where the direction changes. So that's why I like to watch those areas specifically.
Yep. But like I was saying, about how NU and AU kind of mirror each other. Let's see if it plays out with this. So let's go to upper time frame because this is the 4 hour we're looking at. So let's see with let's just check the monthly here, because like I said, we're almost done with this month. And once again, we have a juicy wick to the upside, which suggests bearish behavior. And since we're 9 days out, because June has the date the 21st. June has 30 days inside of it total. So that's essentially basically this trading week, this 5 days trading week, and then what, Saturday, Sunday, 6, 7, probably up until Tuesday of next week, right? So usually it's still kind of too soon to say, but we're essentially done with the month for the most part, right? So I'm expecting the candle to close like this. If it does go bullish, maybe somewhere in here, but I would like to see that it continue bearish, right? So and not to mention that we have put in a lower low here, and price is definitely in a bearish sentiment. If you look at this, let me move these lines. These lines are like me to say periods what I was doing to back test at one point. So I tell you guys this, whoever's watching the stream, man, you guys also on the stream right now with me, definitely back test, man, because back test gives you so much clarity. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. It allows you to just test out some scenarios in your head that you probably like would think of during the week, but it's kind of different during the live market, and you can't really test it out during the live market. But yeah. So what I was saying is, remember I was saying about NU and AU. So what I'll do is I'll put both of them on the side of each other, and you can see how they stack up. Ah, shit. So, oh man, I'd take all that off. Okay, so as you can see, they're kind of showing the same thing, right? We have 2 consecutive weekly bearish close. Bearish. This one, AU kind of closed more of a doji than an actual bearish candle body, but nonetheless, it put in a form of lower high, which is what NU did as well. But this kind of goes to what I said too, where one gives a cleaner move, right? AU is showing a doji, but NU is showing a bearish close with a body. So Essentially, when we see dojis, we kind of look at them as a neutral candle, but they do two kind of main, just other stuff. So I just want to do it to show how that these two pairs kind of look alike, right? You can see like one's going down, one move there. I just had this big move here, but this one was like this, where it's a bit more choppy. So once I'm down, one gives a cleaner move than the other. So yeah. Let's go back to AU. We're gonna cause to get copyrighted. Copyright. Who's that playing music? Hello. Nah, bro, we can't play music because it's gonna cause us get copyrighted. If anything, play like some random elevate like background music that's non copyrighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why. You remember Raj used to run the talk in his. Remember Raj used to play like something like Russian song, Russian, some shit like that.
Uh-huh.
And he stopped because YouTube hit him up and was like, nah, nigga, copyright.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's just be random music? Like,
Yeah, so
what is
what you could play is if you we had people always talking shit about his music. He has elevated music. What he probably did was he just googled non-copyrighted background music, and he just lets it play. So yeah, some shit like that. I'll probably boogieing in there now.
Yeah, I'm loving this now. This type of music.
He's like, hey, how do you find my playlist?
Bro, is that my Spotify?
Gotta leave Halal alone. Fuck's sake.
So yeah, on a daily we had actually a very, I like this price action here on the daily on AU because you can see we had price came here, rejected, failed to close up, rejected, and this is actually a nice candle price action right here. But it took us right to support. This is a monthly support, so essentially on Monday I would like to see price close below here on a daily close. Yeah, I need to check that line though. I don't know. I need the Keith. How many times do you redraw your lines? I haven't redone these
Well,
support.
it depends on the time frame. So if it's like anything below the 4 hour, I'm redrawing my lines like shit. Probably definitely every week. I draw 4 hour and below every week.
I don't even draw
I check them and redo them every week, make them better.
For me, my 4 hour lines are like these random lines you see here. I don't like to put them in because they kind of clutter my chart. So I would kind of just put like the higher time frames.
That's why I keep separate charts for different time frames.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, and that's why I ordered some bigger screens too, so I can look at all of them at the same time.
Yeah. So yeah, we have this right now. Yeah, AU is bearish, but we have to see. I would only take this trade after we get some type of move like this. Is that keeping going again?
Y'all don't rate me, huh?
That's usually the sound you make when you go. That's usually the sound. So I want to see some sort of move like that. Oh crap. Some sort of move like this to take this injury. And AU, yeah, GJ may not retest as much, but okay, GJ retests, but it retest if it's like in momentum. you probably your best bet to get in that trade, if you have to get in that trade, is drop down to maybe like a 15 minute or 5 minute, and take like a little bit of a retest of a area like that. Because if you're waiting for a retest on the 1 hour or the 4 hour on GJ, you're gonna feel like you lost the move. Because when price is actually in momentum, what I've noticed in the past 2 weeks, when price is really in momentum and it stopped fucking around in the area, because GJ fucks around in the area and it fakes you out and fakes you out and fakes you out until it give you blue balls, and it's finally ready to make the move, and then it terminates, and then it just drops to the next area, or it's close to the next area, taps the area. Because it did this like twice last week. First of all, I just pull up on the chart actually. Excuse me. I'll show you the examples where it did it, because it was pretty insane. These are right down here. Where was that news candle? I think this is right here. Remember news fucking bounce here?
Yeah,
He's like, oh shit, price change. Psych. Came right down, and then, and these are other examples of breaking retests, or GJ respecting structure. Or something like that there. Well, this 30 minute here on the 30 minutes, it's beautiful price action. Like in this area right here. Right there, you see price came here, came support, went to resistance, sold. Came support, went to resistance, sold. Support, resistance, sold. Support, resistance, sold. Like, GJ just is a technical dream. But the thing is, on a 30 minute, on a pair like GJ, you kind of don't want to take these tiny moves. Well, at least I don't, just because I know how violent the pair can be. You know what I'm saying? But direction was down, and GJ just was like a feather just going down in the wind. And that's enough talking for me. I'm going to pass the mic on to whoever wants to talk. Probably going to be Keithan. Maybe Halal wants to hop on and talk about those tunes that he have there. Let me stop. I don't know.
Leave my tunes alone, for fuck's sake.
Hey, language on the stream.
I led by bad example. I was cursing my head off too. So go ahead, Keithan. I'll stop sharing.
You said you're unable to share, right?
I think he said his phone died.
Oh, so he's not in the meeting?
I think, yeah, it's
Wait,
free. It's free,
how did
so
you
yeah.
say that?
He admit I'm on my computer, and the message came to my computer.
Alright, perfect. So, what we're looking at here with GJ, weekly time frame. So, let me just remove this really quickly. So, on the weekly, actually, let's just take a look at the month. Let's just take a look at the month. So if we were to move to the monthly time frame, right, we can see that GJ has been creating a multi-year downtrend. So this is the beginning of 2017, so this would be January. And we have where a high was created on the retest of this support that has been invalidated. So you have over here that a high was created, right? Retest of this broken support on the multi-year time frame. And then since 2017, this would be February's candle, confirming that this is now resistance. Since 2017, we would have GJ has been. Can you guys turn off your ringers? Please, that'd be very helpful.
As my laptop.
You can see where GJ has created a high over here, a lower high. Lower lows and lower highs throughout 2017, 2018. This trend has continued, where the high could not break the high of 2017. You get a new low created, retesting previous support over here, and then the beginning of 2020. Here you can see this is January's candle. Each of these, this period separator is it separates each year when looking at the monthly or weekly time frame, and so. Over here, you can see that for this year in January, A fresh lower high has been created, and at this lower high, a monthly candle had created a new low. So this wick shows that there was a new low in price. Now, price did not close there on the monthly time frame. Price closes above support on the monthly time frame. But if we were to look at the daily, you can see how we've gotten a few daily closes below this support level. Now, these wicks denote. I want to mention that when looking at candles, the top wick of the candle is going to be that candle's high. The low of that wick on the candle is the candle's low. Now, this so for the candle to go bearish, that must mean that the body, so this top part of the body, this would be where the candle opened, and then this would be where the candle closed on the body. So that shows that the candle closed lower than it opened, and that denotes the red bearish candle. Now, because this wick created a low in price over here, I feel like it's fair to say, I assess the wicks in my analysis. I feel like it's fair to say that price created a fresh low. Although the price did not close at that low, it created that fresh low, violating the support. Now, what we have over here on the weekly time frame, you can see how 61.8 Fibonacci level has been respected, well, has been violated over here, closing below. This monthly candle goes bullish to retest 61.8, and then we have another bearish close back below 61.8. And this month of June, price tried to break above 61.8, and you can see how sellers around the 38.2 area have stepped in to push price back down below the 61.8 resistance. So it's sort of confirming that our downtrend should be continuing to go through this support. And something I want to mention, right? So if you look here at these Fibonacci levels, that's because in the previous year, price actually moved from a low to high, or data has appreciated during that year. And why do I say data has appreciated? Let's look at January's candle. So this would be where price had opened on January's candle over here, right? And price closed up over here. So if we were to take our cursor and take a look, so price is opening over here and closing higher. So that means overall the data appreciated from a low to high. So I drew my Fibonacci from low to high. And because price had retraced, close above the 78.6, that shows that the uptrend, it's not as strong as we would like it to be. So because price retraced all this way, and the fresh low created 100% retracement, actually retracing past the year's previous low. We can look to see that sellers are trying to enter the market to negate the previous year's appreciation or low to high data. So that's how we're looking at it from the monthly. And if we move to the weekly, you can really see how price has been picking up. And the previous 2 weeks has now negated this bullish candle into this previous bullish candle. Now, as you can see already on Sunday night, that this week's candle is flipping bullish. And if we were to look at the daily is actually, so on the monthly and the weekly, we're looking at bearish structure. But on the daily, if we were to take a look at the daily over here, we're looking at bullish structure. So we're looking at bullish structure over here on the daily, right? You have price making a low, price making a high, a higher low, a higher high, and this could be confirming a higher low, which would also be
Indicative.
or not in sync, but
Indicative.
pardon me?
Indicative.
Indicative? No, that's not really the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that denotes things being in sync, or what's the word? It begins with a C. Theo. Price is or is it confirmations where, for instance, you have an uptrend and then you have 78.6 Fibonacci level over here that would show support. Price is meeting I think it's confirmations. You look for several
Confluence?
confirmations. Confluence, that's it. Confluence. Okay, so this is the confluence we have here. 78.6 Fibonacci level, and then our daily structure is in an uptrend. And if we were to draw this trend line connecting this low, this higher low, and then this would be expect to be another higher low, you can see how the daily candle is already flipping bullish. Now, if we were to zoom in further on this daily structure, what we have immediately is a high, a low, a lower high over here at this wick. So let me just insert a few shapes over here. So what we have here, right?
Hey, bro.
Okay.
That was circular.
What we have over here. What we have over here is price creating this high. Then price created this lower high over here. Man, how do you use ellipse on this thing?
That's why I use trading view.
Alright. So price created a lower high over here, right? So immediate structure is price creating this high, a low, a lower high, and then a low low over here. So if we look back further in the data, price would be creating a higher low on the daily time frame, but immediately within this month, because remember these periods denote, we're looking at the daily time frame. So this period here is just for 1 month. So this is the month of June. So for the month of June, price is on daily time frame, price is in an immediate downtrend because we have a high, a low, a lower high, and now a lower low. So we'd be looking for a lower high to be printed somewhere in the middle of this range. Now, if we look back for June, May, April, and March, you can see how in March, price created a low. April, price created a high over here. May, price created a higher low. And then in June, price created a higher high. So what we could be looking for in this trend is that sometime in June or even July, price can create a higher low. That's just something to bear in mind. But in June, let's not disregard the fact that price is in an immediate downtrend. And we may be looking for another retest of this 78.6 Fibonacci level. So price could create, like I said previously, a lower high in the middle of this range for retesting a higher low or a support up in this area. So we could be looking for that in July. But on the daily time frame, over the past 3 months, you can see how price has been printing a bullish structure. So it's something to be very cautious about, and I would I wouldn't advise holding long-term trades in GJ for the mere fact that our daily could be printing this bullish structure, but our monthly and our weekly is, if we take a look at the monthly candle again, the monthly candle is just showing serious rejections over here. So this wick, this is just selling pressure. This is just selling pressure over here. The weekly previous 2 weeks we've been going bearish. We had a break. So what happened is this bullish candle on the weekly time frame broke previous resistance and closed above. But you can see how sellers drove price back below this resistance, showing that this resistance is now what would we call a tested area. And now you can see with this week on last week's candle, how price tried to break back above this resistance to create support, newfound support. But the weekly candle closed below. So this is showing that this resistance is very so much valid on both the monthly and the weekly time frame. So let's bear in mind that the monthly and weekly time frames are always going to be stronger than the daily time frames. But I would note that for the months March, April, May into June,
It's been
our
bullish.
daily structure has been printing bullish,
Yep.
and only for the month of June has our daily structure been printing bearish.
Yep.
So that's just something you want to journal and write down for when you're thinking of placing trades on GJ.
I
Now, if
agree.
we move to the 4 hour time frame, right?
I
Let's
agree.
just, pardon me?
No, I said I agree.
Yeah, let's just clean up this chart a bit. Let me just delete everything over here. Let's just clean up this chart. So immediately, what I'm seeing over here is okay. We had a previous head and shoulders pattern. So let's look at the data. Let's go back. Actually, let's go back. So what we have over here, right? You can see price created a resistance over here. This resistance was invalidated, and price continued to push up. Now, price created support over here as well in the 4 hour. So we can mark that because it created a new high off of this previous low, off of this previous higher low. So this is a strong support. And you can see the price came back down and retested that support. And what happened was you can see that sellers stepped in and did not allow price to continue to create a new high from this previous higher low. Price create from this previous higher low, price creates a lower high relative to this previous high. So you can say that, okay, sellers are stepping back into the market. Now, we got a break of this strong support here. So this is what pattern traders would call head and shoulders pattern. This would be our neckline. And what GJ did, since this support was so strong, you see price comes back up to retest that previous support and forms resistance. And you can see it on this breakout candle. Now, if I were to draw a fib, right, we took price opened over here, high data, and moved to low data, closing down here. So if we were to take a fib and we were to draw it from the high of this period, which would be over here, because that's, okay, sorry. I must have clicked the wrong thing. So that would be over here,
Hey,
the
Keith.
wick of that candle.
Hey, Keith.
And we would take it to the,
Sorry to interrupt you, but I was doing the same. I was doing it as well, but could you mind us like slowing it down a tad bit?
okay, sorry for that. Yeah, so like I was saying, we took this fib and we drew it from the high or the high of this period to the low of this period. And I look at wick. So I took it from the wick of this the open on this period to the low of the lowest candle in this period because our data opened at a high and closed lower than when it opened in this period. So now what we're looking for is we're looking for key reversal zones on the Fibonacci levels. And we know that our 38.2 is the key reversal zone.
Yep.
So what we have over here is we're looking at a strong support that was broken, price creating a lower high off of this previous strong support. And now we're seeing rejection candles forming or price failing to break above on the 4 hour time frame, above both this previous broken support and that's in confluence with our 38.2 Fibonacci level. So considering that price in the previous time frame moved from high to low, denoting bearish structure on 4 hour, we would be looking for price to continue that trend. So our Fibonacci is just price trying to get some retracement in order to get liquidity, in order to continue the move or continue the direction of the previous period. Now, so we have confluence over here, broken support being retested, and in confluence with a 38.2 on the 4 hour time frame. And what did we get after that? Price began to break down. You saw where price really rejects the 38.2, violates it, and then on the 4 hour candles, we see rejection of 23.6, where if we were to zoom in, you can really see how price rejected 38.2, broke down below 23.6. We get a 4 hour close below, a 4 hour retest, another 4 hour retest going bullish and failing to break above, and then another 4 hour closing bearish. And we see where the sellers stepped back in and continue to drive price lower. Now, I don't want to use this fib to trade this week because that's from 2 weeks ago data. So we want to look at last week. And last week, you can see again where, so price opens over here at this candle. So this red candle is where price opens for the week, and price closes for the week over here. So you can see overall data opened up here and closed down here. Data moved from a high to a low point over the weekly period. So what I do in my strategy is I take my fib from the highest point of the data in that period, which would be over here, and take it to the lowest point, which would be down here. So the high of this period would be the wicks of this candle over here. The low of this period would be the wick of this candle over here. Now, what I'm looking for now is when I look left, right, I'm seeing a critical area over here where price served this resistance over here. You can see price served this resistance, and then price broke above and started to push really hard. So this, I would say this area was a resistance that had turned into strong support. And if we look further left, you can see how the resistance really has been key. This has been a strong area for sellers for quite some time, weeks and weeks ago. Turns into support over here, makes the strong push. Now you can see price back under this resistance. So this resistance is now in line with the 23.6 fib level that we're going to be looking at to continue the downtrend. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention to the 23.6 level over here to see if we're going to be getting a daily close or, 2 to 3, 4-hour rejections from that area to continue the trend down. But I also want to bear in mind this 38.2 level. Why? Because this was previous support as well, strong support. So if we look over here, you have strong support coming off of the wick of this bullish candle, the wick of this bullish candle that created a high greater than this high over here. So this is strong support. And then you have also this bullish candle that came out of the zone, but the zone was violated by this strong bearish candle breaking down. So this previous 4-hour support is also in confluence with the 38.2 level. So I'm also going to be taking a look out of here. If we get a bullish close, right now I have a selling bias on GJ. If we get a bullish close above 23.6, this is a clean candle to the left. So if we're getting a strong bullish close above 23.6, I would be thinking that price would at least retest this 4-hour support as it did with this 4-hour support before falling again, because this is a clean candle. Now, we talk about clean candles a lot, and that just means that there's been no break in price. Price has been very fluid. So what's most likely going to happen, if you get a bullish move above the 23.6 confluence, then price is most likely going to mirror this move over here. It's just going to mirror it, retest the previous support before continuing the trend. So that's what I'll be looking for. This is my key levels for this coming week, the 23.6 on the 4-hour and the 38.2 on the 4-hour. I'll be looking for rejections in those zones. Now, if we move to the 1-hour, you can see how support on the 1-hour that was broken is now being recreated. And if we move left, you can see how this level that I'm now showing that price is coming from support from, it's also been support over here. So we want to, when we're looking at time frames such as the 1-hour and the 30-minute, I don't like to look too far back. So the 1-hour right now is showing me bearish structure. If I move to the 30-minute, I see these levels even better. So this was a support that has been broken, and you can see now price is really pushing back up. Now, this is in line with the same 4-hour structure that we're looking for over here, right? So let's bear in mind these levels. Let's look at the 23. Let's drag our cursor over here. The 23.6 level is 132.96, right? If you can see that, 132.9. Let's go at 132.95, and the 38.2 is around 133.6.
So let's look at 132.95. Our 132.95 is going to be up in here, right? Up in here. 132.95. And that's what? That's in confluence with this previous 30-minute support that we have over here at 133. So I'm gonna be looking for price to be retesting any of these key areas. I'm not gonna be looking for buys anytime soon. The only time I would change my bias to look for buys would be in this clean area, because this is a lot of range. So if price can create a high over here, this previous resistance, create a new low, and then start to show bullish structure to continue up, then I may start to look at buys on a very short-term situation. But overall, for this week, I'm gonna be really checking the 4 hours, the 23.6 and the 38.2 levels to continue this bearish structure from the previous 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on GJ. Also, right now, you can see how on the 30-minute, this previous support, price failed to break above, and now we have a bearish candle trying to print. Now, this is the 30-minute, and it's 9:31, so that's just the first minute of this new 30-minute candle. So we shouldn't take any trades off of that or anything to say that, okay, price is going to continue printing bearish over here and go down, because no, you want to wait until at least the 30-minute close to see price respect this as new resistance, and then afterward you would want to take a trade off of another 30-minute candle that's breaking the low of the 30-minute candle that creates the resistance or confirms the resistance. And that would be my thoughts on GJ right now. That would be my thoughts on GJ. Is there any questions that you guys have with GJ from what I'm seeing?
No, I think you explained that quite perfectly, in my opinion.
All right. Well, now we were looking at gold.
I heard Utoy say something though, so he may have something. Oh, I think it was Utoy. May have been Halal.
No, I ain't got no questions, bro.
Oh, okay. Halal, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, go ahead, Kevin.
All right, perfect. So we were talking about gold in last week's webinar, and what did we call in gold? We were calling buys, right? We were saying this was a bullish flag. We were saying that if this daily candle had printed bullish, we were going to get the continued move up. What happened over here? The daily candle printed bullish. We got the continued move up. So gold is in buying mode still, which shows that there's a lot of uncertainty around the economy. Why I say that? Because gold is searching for all-time highs.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, if we look on the monthly time frame, right? If we look at monthly time frame, right now, gold's in a zone that it's never been in before, really. It's been in this zone only once, and that was when 2010 after the housing crash.
A new decade
So,
too. Isn't that
almost
coincidence?
a decade.
Isn't that coincidence?
So
a new decade as well.
This is a 10-year long.
Yeah.
Gold has never been at this price since 10 years ago. And that was after it had plateaued after the housing market crash. So gold is a safe haven. So when there's uncertainty in the markets or the markets aren't doing too well, gold is always going to appreciate. And now if we look at the gold chart over here, since 2001, which was the 9/11 incident, gold has been appreciating. Then in 2008, we see a real spike in gold where the rate at which it's appreciating really drastically increased. And this happened after the housing market crash. Now, we can see now that there's a high chance that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Why I say that? Because gold is searching for all-time highs. It's still maintaining this bullish structure on the monthly time frame. Like, look at this. This is just a beautiful bullish trend.
Mm-hmm.
This candle probably fumbled a lot of people because and what this is really, it's just buyers were taking profit. They were taking profit at the high prices, and then they were buying back at the lows. And that's all the market is. Basic economics. They're taking profit at the high and buying back at the low over here.
Mm-hmm.
Continue driving price back up. What do we see price doing? Continuing its bullish move.
Yep.
If we move to the 4 hour, you can really see gold. Gold has been really choppy with all of these wicks.
Some clean traffic to the left too.
Pardon me?
Now, what were you on this? Not a daily or weekly or monthly?
This was the monthly just
So-
now.
Well, I guess when you had zoomed in on the 4 hour, but there was clean traffic 4 hours to the left. I was looking at.
This is the daily. The
What-
daily has been printing a bullish flag for some time,
Yeah.
and now we just got a breakout of the bullish flag.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting price to continue its move further up.
Go back to the 4 hour, sorry.
The 4 hour.
So I'm just saying, like the previous record highs, it looks like we're now entering that clean traffic area. I'm saying, like you see that the tops, you see that those clean bearish candles at the top. I'll let you, George.
Clean bearish candles to the top.
The recent historic highs I'm talking about. So now once we right there, that's clean traffic. Let me annotate. I should have like an annotate. Yeah. Then I can't annotate them.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I can see that being the case. But right now, I think gold's price is I don't know, the way it moves, man, the way it's been moving lately, like look at these wicks, man. Like how do you enter on these? Where do you enter? You know what I'm saying? Like
Don't enter, bro.
That boy sound like he in the Matrix.
yeah, you sound like underwater. You got something you toy.
Water whipping toy.
Oh man, yeah, gold is bullish for sure. Now, if we move to stock market, Dow Jones future indices, right? I'm looking buys only. If we look at the monthly candles, you can see price on stock exchange. Price is in an uptrend. Although all of the uncertainty in the markets, price has been in an uptrend. You look over here, at the low, due to all of this corona stuff happening, price simply just retested a broken resistance.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it did. It used corona as an excuse to drive price to retest this broken resistance over here on monthly time frame
Put it in the higher
and started
low.
back up.
Yep.
So if you're looking long term, multi-year, stocks is in an uptrend. It only broke a low of a previous 1 year ago. It broke the low of last year, and now it's above that low that it broke of last year.
Yeah,
But if we're
wow,
looking on a
okay.
multi-year, long period, you can see how price has just been going bullish, created this high over here. And this could technically just be a higher low, retesting a previous broken resistance. Now, we move into the weekly time frame. What we have over here, price is just creating higher highs and higher lows. You can see here, price finds support, creates a high. It's you can see sellers steps back in to try to push it down, and then this weekly candle went bullish. So
So I have a
today
question.
on Sunday alone, we're going bullish. So price is now trying to print another support. That's what I'm seeing over here with this clean candle over to the left.
Yeah.
We move to the daily, and the daily is just showing us even clearer how price is in an uptrend.
I have a
You can
question
see
though.
all you're seeing is low, high, higher low, a bullish flag being printed, support being created and being held, and then price creating a fresh high over here. And now what's happening is support being created and being held. This huge bearish candle drops back down to this support that has been created. And now what happened? We have daily candles creating support, and already on this Sunday, we're flipping bullish to go to continue the holding of this support. It's showing us that this support, this is valid. So I wouldn't be looking for any sells on the stock exchange until we get a break and close below this support on the daily time frame. If we get bullish
Exactly.
candles continuing to print, then we should be looking for Dow Jones to continue moving back up.
Yeah.
And personally,
With that.
from what I'm seeing in the data, Dow Jones can actually reach an all-time high by the end of this year. If we're just looking at the rate at which it rebounded from the corona, man, we this is just a huge liquidity grab. This is just a huge liquidity grab for a multi-year uptrend. A multi-year uptrend. This is just a huge liquidity grab, and we should be continuing this move upward.
Hey, but I'd say this. Looking at that monthly though, if that not an if, but that candle was to close at that, I would I wouldn't say I'd stop looking for buys, but I'd probably instead of being like a let's say a 10 or 9 on a bullish, I'd probably drop to like a 7 or 6.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing right
Yeah.
now with this monthly candle, right? I expect this monthly candle to close bullish. It's already still bullish, and also if we move to a smaller time frame such as the daily, you
Yeah.
can see how daily is finding support
Yeah.
and maintaining the support over here.
Yeah.
So all this is showing me right now is that due to this previous wick over here on the monthly, this is just showing that the buyers they're I guess fighting with the selling pressure due to this wick.
Yeah.
But if we get a bullish close on the monthly time frame over here, price is most likely going to retest this demand area that's being created. The demand area that's being created from the bottom of this monthly wick. It most likely will retest this demand area, and on the retest of that, we should get the push towards the all-time highs.
Gotcha.
The all-time highs over here. You can see how this indecision I see this on GJ all the time. You get a candle like this coming bullish after the previous move,
Yeah.
and then you get this candle going bullish as well, and that's when you get the real push going up.
Yeah,
So
remember?
this
I remember
Pardon me?
Ted. I was gonna say I remember Ted talking about that same last week's weekly candle. Not talking about it, but he has mentioned that okay, yeah, we have that wick to the upside, but the fact that it closed bullish still means that we can still possibly fill that wick and continue upside to the upside, but and so forth. Like just because that's that wick to the top side like that doesn't necessarily mean that okay. I mean it is a rejection, but the fact that we still was able to close bullish means
Exactly.
that we can still because even if you want to go to where it says April 19th, that shooting star or pin bar, that the bearish pin bar. On that same chart who's on this now. I think it's the weekly. Yeah, so you see April 9th to the left, to the right there. So if someone was to be in the market and they just saw that, a person would be like, oh fuck yeah, let's sell it, right? But that's a tricky candle because you know what I'm saying? Usually that candle right there means sell. But as you can see, the next week price went up. And but then even also that bullish candle that usually means buy, and the next week price went down. So
Why?
kinda
Because price. Same thing I'm saying with the selling pressure. Price created a lot of selling pressure over here, and this bullish candle couldn't break out of that selling pressure.
Didn't close
So what
above,
happened?
yeah.
That selling pressure is still here, and they came down and retested the demand zone of this support wick.
got you.
So it retested the demand zone over here coming off of this bullish candle, closed above that demand zone, showing that the buyers came back in to buy at the lows, the
Yeah.
previous lows. And what happened the week after? We got the push back into the sell zone. Sellers were now weak, and we continued pushing up and pushing up. That's why I'm thinking on the monthly time frame, this monthly candle is only pushing down now because it's still stuck in this selling pressure from this monthly candle that came about due to Corona. Now, if we get this month June bullish still, which I firmly believe it will, looking at the daily structure and the weekly structure, then we should be retesting this demand area on monthly time frame, and then start looking to multi-year highs on
Yes.
Dow Jones.
I can see
So
that.
that's what I'm looking
Yeah, I
for
can see
right
that.
now. If we move to the
Okay.
4 hour, we can look at the 4 hour right now. You can see how price was resistance over here. Resistance was respected. Price was support, turned into resistance, and support or previous resistance is now being respected as support. Right now on the 4 hour time frame, we're looking for swing trades. Price is in the middle. Price is
Yep.
in the middle.
You know what? I
So
enjoy
I
the middle of a
wouldn't
range.
really take any big
Yep.
position
In the
with
middle of
price
the
being in
range.
the middle over here
I agree.
because it could come back down to retest this support.
Yes, certainly.
Um, and if we look at it here on a smaller time frame, you can see how this has been a demand area and it's been broken by this selling candle over here, this bearish candle. Now, Dow Jones, it might, if we get a strong bullish close back above this range, then we can start looking for buys because from what I'm seeing here is we can say that price created a bottom, a high, respected the previous bottom, and now created a high greater than this lower high over here. So it didn't create a high that's greater than this previous high, but it respected this previous bottom and then broke a immediate previous high.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for here is this level. If we get a
Confirms the
strong
upside.
bullish close back above this level, then okay, we can be looking for buys to continue up, and this can just simply be creating
A higher low.
a new higher low.
Yep.
But
What you
if
confirm?
price
Yeah.
get a bearish rejection of this broken support, then I would be looking for price with these clean candles to the left for
Beautiful.
price to retest
This
the support zone
that is
and
low.
then continue going back up. But
Yeah.
like anything, we just have to trade what we see
What we
and
see.
wait for price to
Confirmation.
determine
Mhm.
which direction it wants to go in.
Right.
But with GJ, I'm holding selling bias for now. I'm very cautious though because, like I said, on daily time frame, price is in an uptrend over the past few months, and price is also in confluence with 78.6 Fibonacci level. So I'm holding bearish bias with GJ, but I'm also going to be cautious. I'm going to be looking for daily closes. For daily closes on this daily chart. A
Yes.
gold, I'm bullish.
Yeah.
Look at gold, just moving. Gold, I'm bullish. Gold broke out of this bullish flag, and I'm just looking for a clean move to retest the all-time highs. So I'm bullish with gold, and for stock exchange, I'm bullish with stock exchange with Dow Jones. Those are the pairs that I look at.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. What was I gonna say? And the comment even on the GJ trade, the fact that the daily candle is trend is still kind of bullish. Well, we essentially to see that most recent load be taken out to really confirm the that price is actually like ready to complete the
Mhm.
higher time frame move, right? Like, cause price could still literally go to 100% retracement and maybe topped up. But I think since that the higher time frames are in a bearish trend, that maybe, and if let's say we do see a bullish move, I would probably look for price to probably retest that high again. Probably put some sort of double top type of formation or some
Where over here?
like, yeah, let's say price was to bounce from this area right now.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll go to the 61.8. You never know. But if price does break that 61.8, then I'll be looking for a test of that high up there. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
ideally for me to get in if I was to get in a sell, it would be price up to come up to the 61.8 level, but somewhere near in that area and create a lower high, and then I would be entering off of those lower highs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Which would be a current confirmed
that
for
would
downside
be
move.
that would be a retrace of around 330 pips.
Yeah, so maybe not that high. So just some sort of lower high forming. You know what I'm saying? That
Maybe
gives me
somewhere around here as well.
some sort of lower high, or some
So
sort of
this
some
support
retracement.
that was broken and created this little selling wick. Maybe somewhere around here, or we have another price may retest the highs of the previous day. So on Friday, it may retest Friday's highs before dropping again.
Yeah.
If we get a strong bullish close above the selling pressure of Friday's previous highs,
You take that
then we definitely
On top
with
of
this
the
clean candle on daily
yeah, I agree.
should be going to retest this support that became
At
resistance.
least,
That's
yeah.
just my thinking.
No, I can see that. Yeah, cause that bullet close you say would be essentially an engulfing candle off of your 78.6, off of the bullish trend line, which is like you say stack of confluence or confluence
Mhm,
in that area, and then like you say
mhm.
essentially we are in still a valid uptrend because the recent low has not been broken yet.
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And if we're getting daily closes bullish,
Yeah.
then we can really be thinking, we can really be, because this is confluence, this 78.6 is going to provide some buying pressure as well
Yes.
from weekly time frame.
Yes.
So if we get daily closes creating this higher low, we could really push back up because
Yeah.
let's not
Exactly.
forget, this is actually a high.
Exactly. That's what we
This is
went.
actually a high.
That's what we went over last week and
So,
why we called buys at the beginning of last week as well, because
uh,
we saw that higher high had formed, and then
exactly.
we saw that doji at the end of the week. Even though doji is a neutral
Exactly.
candle, but yeah,
Exactly. So, but it's just the only thing throwing me off, man, is
higher
this
time frames.
monthly
Yeah,
wick,
that
man.
monthly.
This is just
I
this went crazy.
I agree. Like I
This
said, we
went
have
crazy.
9 days left, but a lot can happen in 9 days. To be honest.
A lot can happen in
Yeah.
9 days,
Yeah.
but bro, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah, you just gotta wait and see.
sellers, the this GJ went up 700 pips, bro, and
Mhm.
sellers came back and pushed this shit all the way back down. They were like,
In the
nah,
past 2 weeks.
nah. The sellers are like, nah, bro. Y'all thought y'all were gonna drive this shit up, but we about to step back in
Like
here.
I don't think if it does go
What happened
bullish.
to language, Keithan?
Thank you for holding me accountable. Love,
yeah,
I appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah.
If it does go bullish, I don't think we're gonna top highs this month. You know what I'm saying? I think we may probably just
Yeah,
not look
it's
as
probably gonna
bearish.
happen in July. Because,
Yeah.
like I was saying, this is March, right? So March creates the low, April creates the high, May creates the higher low, and June created the higher high.
Yep.
So we may get July where the higher low confirms, and then boom,
Yep.
starts the flying back up.
Yeah. So right now,
Yeah.
just a wait and see game.
Yeah, you gotta, that's why I think it's so important to write down your ideas of what you're seeing. Just maintain it. Just write it down so you can remember what your biases are on each time frames and exactly which levels you're paying key attention to,
Plus,
right?
and two, you gotta know which candles are relevant to you right now because the weekly, like this week coming up, we're not gonna look at the weekly until probably Thursday or maybe late Wednesday, right? Because they don't really matter to us right now because that candle is still being formed. Whereas throughout the week, we're gonna be paying attention to the daily, the 4 hour, and as you go down, right? And you don't really look at the daily too until maybe around. Well, you can look at it in New York session too because, yeah, our daily starts essentially at 8 a.m. But at 8 a.m. the London session and the Asian session has already commenced. Well, the Asian session is done, and that's essentially when the real daily candle starts, right? So that's almost like a half a day that daily candle already been in
Very
operation,
true.
which is why we would look at the weekly around Wednesday because that's half of the week already done, right? You don't want to look at candles when it's like in its most premature form or opening of the candle because it can fake you out tremendously, which is why we find that 30-minute candle closes are pretty strong, or a pretty valid confirmation of direction within an hourly close or within an hourly candle. And it all the candles basically play upon itself. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta see the story that the chart or the price is trying to tell you. But
Yeah, I agree, bro.
yeah. But yeah,
Definitely.
looking at GJ right now, if that's a nice clean range you could tap too. But candle price this 30-minute can still close below and then come down. So that's why essentially I don't trade. I just don't like Sunday price action. I really don't.
Yeah,
I really
it's
do not like
very
Sunday price
slow
action.
as well.
Yeah,
There isn't much liquidity.
exactly. And right now, essentially, we're in the Asian market with it's usually low volume anyway. So
Exactly.
don't even hurt your account. Don't stress your head. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your weekend, and just wake up tomorrow morning ready to kill the markets, fresh and prepared.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. Immediately you can see how this was a fresh low
Mhm.
on the 30-minute time frame, though. So it's probable that price could create a lower high at one of these levels,
Yep.
and then retest the low at least. But yeah, it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Low liquidity, low volume, and we'll just wait for
Damn, DJ.
the right trading sessions.
TJ really was showing off last week in a 30-minute though. That's just that's just classic price action right there.
The
Man.
30-minute was so
That
clean,
was just
man.
like that area there is even in that sloppy area, you can still see clear like break and retest as it
Exactly.
continue to trickle
Like
down.
Friday, that sell we took,
Yeah.
Theo,
Yeah.
that was right here,
Yep.
right off of this candle,
Yep.
break and retest.
That's when I was telling you
We got
twice, like, boy, I'm
break,
gonna just put myself
we got
up below
the-
this, and then price into me in, and that was that.
Yep.
That's really what
You know, it's when you come on and look at the same thing every day, right?
Yep, exactly. If you come at a certain time every day and consistent acts.
Exactly. So you know, traders, we get paid to be patient,
Oh God.
right?
We just marking on a guy we watch.
Yeah.
Called Wix
Wix.
Don't Lie. If you guys don't catch that.
Yeah, Wix is that guy, man.
Shout out to Wix Don't Lie. Yeah, man. That's our. Keevan, do you have any more to add?
No, that's it for
We're
me.
running up on 2 hours. I think this is
Yep.
a good time to commence.
Yeah, we're right at the 2-hour mark. Yeah.
Yeah. How about Alal, Utoy? Do you guys have any questions that you may want to ask? Or
We can probably save the questions for offline, no? Or what do you think?
maybe why not?
And then
Maybe their
and-
questions may be something that a future watcher maybe want to ask too. So why not leave it on?
You're right.
So go ahead.
I just want to reiterate: don't trade on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
Just don't do it.
Yes,
It
sir.
made no sense.
Just enjoy your Sunday, bro.
Yes, sir. Enjoy it.
Okay. All right then. I guess we call it a pretty good session.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Definitely.
All right, boys. So are we talk? Well, I guess we talk this after. So, all right. Let me end the stream. And then
All right.